and welcome back to the latest video in my exploration series. We're going to be talking about chakras again. It's just a part 2. I don't think there'll be a part 3. We'll see how it goes. But for today, we're going to talk a little bit about the elements that are associated with each of the chakras, and also symptoms of blockages, and how to use the elements to help unblock and clear and balance the chakras. So I'll just do a brief introduction. My name is Lauren Applewood. You can find me at laurenapplewood.com. I'm an intuitive energy medicine practitioner. So that means basically that I'm a psychic medium and I do intuitive readings. And I also do healing sessions and using Japanese Reiki and Chinese Taoist healing techniques together. So if you want to find out more about me, just hop on over to my website, laurenapplewood.com. Check out my services and use the contact form to get in touch with me. So let's just get into it. You guys should be familiar with the chakras. After, excuse me, having done that video a couple weeks ago about the chakras, kind of an intro to what each one is called, where they're located, and how to treat blockages as well. So okay. So anyway, first chakra we're going to talk about is the root chakra. That one's based at the bottom or base of our spine, the very end of the coccyx, the tailbone. That's kind of where it's located. And again, I want to remind you all that the chakra, the energy centers are different colors, right? But they're also spinning, and they also extend out the front of our body and out the back of our body. So often when we treat chakras with Reiki, or we're working on a person sitting in front of us, for that, let's say heart chakra, we have one hand in front of the individual and one hand behind, so that we're treating, the entire chakra is getting that good energy. And so the root chakra, again, is red, and the element that it's associated with is earth. So this chakra is all about grounding and survival, also money. I just want to say real quick that the bottom 3 chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus, are also sometimes called money, sex, and power. They're kind of like those base needs, those base chakras: money, sex, and power. So the root chakra being associated with the earth and grounding, survival, and money. And a blockage here will cause issues with acceptance versus resentment. So you'll have resentments, rigidity and belonging. So rigid thoughts, feelings of insecurity or loneliness. And it's also important to mention that early memories are stored in the root chakra. So like childhood memories. And the next chakra, sacral chakra. All right, one of my faves. It is our center of creativity. The element that it's associated with is actually water. And it holds our sexual drive and our ability to go with the flow and change. A blockage here will cause things like fear, manipulation, also feelings of guilt. The solar plexus chakra, yellow, and that one is associated with fire. This chakra is what brings us energy. It also represents courage and willpower and confidence. A blockage here will feel like anger, greed, and a feeling of being trapped, and also insecurities. The heart chakra is associated with the color green and the element air. I'm an air sign, I'm a Libra, so I like this chakra a lot. And I've had to work with it a lot, honestly, personally myself. So the heart chakra represents compassion and love, also our drive. A blockage here is going to look like having attachments, like codependency or attachments to other people or things. Past emotional traumas as well cause some blockages in this area. So if you are one that has had a lot of emotional issues or mental issues, meaning people didn't treat you that right as a child, you're gonna experience some like closed offness. People talk about having a wall, up or a cage around their heart. That would be why. And the next chakra, as we go up the spine, we hit the throat chakra. And so the top 3 chakras are actually not technically associated with a particular element. The throat chakra is associated with ether, which is actually like a subtle energy that extends beyond earth. But we can also say the throat chakra is associated with air, the air element. And it represents communication and intuition. And a blockage here is going to look like confusion, not sure what to say or how to express yourself, and actually be on the lookout for underactive thyroid. Because the chakras are associated with different organ systems. And so I feel like that could be a whole other talk, although I feel like I touched on it in the last video. But so that means physical disease, like let's say in the liver, or let's say in the heart even. Heart disease is associated with the heart chakra and blockages in the heart chakra. So we keep going up. Now we're at the third eye chakra, which is right here in between our brows. And third eye chakra, again, is not technically associated with a particular element. We would say this one is more associated with light energy. So it represents our vision, our inner being, our sense of knowing, seeing, trusting, and it is how you get in touch with your soul. It's through your third eye chakra. And what's interesting is blockages here will show up as mental illness. Actually, all mental illness stems from blockage in the third eye. And our last and final chakra is the crown chakra, right up here, sitting right on top of our heads. And that is associated with and connection. Again, not technically associated with any element, although some may say fire, because it is, it's like a form of light. And this is our thought center. So through the crown chakra, we also receive messages from spirit and feelings of boundlessness, so possibility. And if this particular crown chakra is blocked, you're going to be experiencing issues with grief and also may have a closed mind. So there is actually ways to use the elements to help treat these chakras. And we're going to be focusing on the bottom 4 chakras because, again, those have specific elements associated with them. So the elements, right? Earth, air, fire, water, metal actually is the 5th. There's 5 in Taoism. But for this teaching, we're just going to stick with 4 elements. Oh, so the first one again being the root chakra associated with the earth element. So if you're having issues with your root chakra, if you're feeling ungrounded, if you're feeling, more up in the cloud, I'm basically describing myself because I know that I have issues with my root chakra, and what you can experience is like just feeling like you're up in the clouds and you're up here and you'd much rather be, just floating around. Not think of it as like you're not tethered to the earth, and so you're kind of just like bouncing around. It's important to be grounded to the earth for many reasons. Why? One, we are part of the earth. We came from the earth. The earth made us. And if we separate too much from nature and earth and all the other supreme living beings around us, we can forget who we are and forget where we come from. And where we come from, again, being Mother Earth, Mother Nature. So when you have issues with your root chakra, some of this stuff is like feelings of belonging or insecurities, right? Worrying about money. A lot of worrying will cause issues here. So grounding to the earth is one of the ways to help balance this chakra. And what are some ways that we can ground to the earth? Well, I'm sure some of us have heard of walking barefoot on grass or on the earth, rocks, ocean. But just get your skin, it's like skin to skin contact. Skin to mother contact. It's being nurtured and cared for by Mother Earth. So you want as little layers as possible. And what you want to do is either stand there in the grass or stand there, touching a tree or something like that. You want to imagine that all your negative and unneeded energy is going down into the earth. Let Mother Earth take that energy. And then you also need to suck up Mother Earth's beautiful golden energy into your body. And you absorb the positive energy from Earth. And that will help your root chakra. For your sacral chakra, this again is associated with water. So go jump in a stream. go jump in the ocean, swim around, float there, and you feel yourself relax and be like water. It's so cool. A few other ways to help treat this sacral water chakra is to stand in the rain and let it, you want to imagine it, washing you clean. And that's the same with like taking a cool shower. So sometimes even just sitting by a stream, you don't have to jump in and be swimming to have the healing benefits of the water. I might sit next to one and feel that flowing energy just like flow through me as I relax and let life happen, as just a flow. The solar plexus chakra, again, right, is associated with fire. That's the fire element. And so how we use fire to treat our solar plexus is using the energy of the sun, for one. So you're going to want to stand directly under the sun and have the sun shining on you, and just let that star energy, that radiant, bright, hot fire flow through you and cleanse you. Another way to use fire to cleanse the solar plexus is to light a fire, like a bonfire or something. And you want to sit next to it, stare into it, and also feel the warmth of the fire and feel it wash over you. And if you don't want to light a fire or have access to that, you can do something more simple, and that would be to light a candle and use this during meditation. So you would, want to look at the light, feel the warmth, and you want to let that candle flame enter your body. Feel it entering your body and purifying you. And for our last element, we have the heart chakra. And again, the heart chakra is associated with air. So one way to use air to treat the heart chakra is to allow the wind. So standing in the wind, so allow the wind to blow onto you and blow through you, and imagine that it's taking with it all the negative energy that you have in your body, or any energies that are unwanted, and that it's leaving your body and your energetic field, and that wind is just clearing it out. And also there's breathing techniques. So breathing is of vital importance, obviously, but it's also associated with this area because we have the lungs here sitting in the heart chakra. So using the breath, using air once again to cleanse this area. And so just a technique that I would recommend is laying down, sitting, eyes closed, and you take some deep breaths, and you inhale, and as you exhale, you imagine your heart chakra getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger and bigger. So meditation is, often you have to use your imagination and your thoughts to, one, control your thoughts and make sure they don't, overtake your meditation session. but also to, you know, control your breathing and control your chakras, because thought intention is where it's at. So if I am meditating and I'm saying with every breath that I take, my heart chakra is opening wider and wider, and I'm feeling more and more compassion, then guess what? That's what's going to happen, and you will feel that way. So there's, of course, other ways to treat blockages in our chakras, and I kind of touched on it in the last video. I'll just go over it real quick. You got color therapy, crystal therapy, sound therapy. You have Qigong, which happens to be a favorite of mine, because Qigong, I know many people are not familiar with it, but it's an Asian style of body postures and movements that's designed to move the qi, the prana, the energy, your life force through the body. So it gets stagnant, it gets stuck in various areas. And so Qigong is just so incredibly powerful. What can happen when you do Qigong is you can start crying, you can get frustrated, because you're releasing emotions, you're releasing things, emotions that have gotten stuck in various parts, your hips, your knees, your shoulders, your back, your neck. All of this has an emotional component to it. And finally, my favorite way to treat chakras is through energy healing and energy healing sessions with me. So when you come to me, I always address the health of your chakras, and you do get a summary that explains your health of your chakras before and after receiving Reiki treatment. I send targeted energies to your chakras so that when you leave the session, they're all spinning properly in the right directions and balanced as well. So this will just help you move through your day, your week easier, move through any old thought patterns that may have caused a blockage in any one of your chakras. So I would love to talk to any of you more about how my type of healing is unique and effective. And I wish you all a great day. And I hope to hear from you soon, and see you next time.